Hello and welcome. I am Michael Nath. We begin business now with this developing story. The Central Bank of Nigeria says it will redesign the 200 Naira, 500 Naira and 1000 Naira notes one after the other. A CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele disclosed this during our special press briefing in Abuja. We'll bring you details of this in our subsequent bulletins. Similarly, the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, says the digital currency, ENAIRA, has recorded 8 billion Naira transactions in its 1 year of introduction. It disclosed this while delivering his speech at the ENAIRA 1 year anniversary event, Lagos, on Tuesday. He said specifically there has been overwhelming interest and encouraging response from Nigerians and other parties across the world, as indicated by the following milestones. 33 banks are fully integrated and live on the platform. 3 billion Naira has been successfully minted by the bank. 2.1 billion Naira has been issued to financial institutions. And about 1.0 million, that's 919,000 customers have been onboarded. Over 3,305 merchants have successfully registered on the ENAIRA platform. The CBN governor noted that over 700,000 transactions amounting to about 8 billion Naira have been recorded on the platform. Over 2.5 million daily visits to the ENAIRA website. As part of the CBN's mandate of fostering a safe, credible and robust payment system, the central bank deployed the ENAIRA, Africa's central bank digital currency, in October 2021, given the potential benefits it portends for a digital economy. Nigeria's consumption of liquefied natural gas has increased by over 1,000% in the last 14 years. That's according to the Nigeria LNG Limited. The assertion was made by the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer NLNG, Dr. Philip Mshelbila, at the conference of the Nigerian Liquefied Petroleum Gas Association held in Lagos on Tuesday. According to him, NLPGA and NLNG's intervention had been seen as a supply of LPG growth for 60,000 NT in 2007 to over 1.3 million metric tons in 2021, a growth of over 1,000%. Explaining further, he said the NLNG had invested in 13,000 MT, a dedicated LPG carrier and security escort vessels, facilitating efficient deliveries to Lagos and Port Harcourt terminals. He noted that the federal government's Decade of Gas program had further helped in driving interest in propane, which was evident in NLNG's startup of domestic propane, which witnessed its first delivery in September 2021. Nigeria and Canada are set to boost trade, deepen economic ties and establish the Nigeria-Canada Manufacturing Alliance to provide strategic guidance and leadership for trade and bilateral cooperation. The Communication Director of Affinity Global Trade and Investment Limited, Anum Elias, who gave the assurance while announcing Nigeria-Canada Trade and Investment Business Forum in Ottawa, Canada in January 2023, said the forum would see the ministers give key speeches and champion the cause of Nigeria trade and investment. According to her statement, the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Otumba Adeni Adebayo, and his science and technology counterpart, Adeleke Mamora, are to play key roles at the Nigeria-Canada Trade and Investment Business Forum in Ottawa, Canada in January 2023. She said the event was being organized by the Canadian Council on Africa in partnership with Affinity Global Trade and Investment Limited and in collaboration and support of the Nigeria High Commission, Ottawa. As she said, the objectives of the forum included deepening economic ties between Nigeria and Canada and the establishment of a Nigeria-Canada Manufacturing Alliance to provide strategic guidance and leadership for trade and bilateral cooperation. Others are facilitating the engagement of senior Nigerian government officials and industry leaders with their Canadian counterparts to accelerate progress on the Nigeria-Canada Foreign Investment Protection Agreement bilateral relations. The Central Bank of Nigeria will be partnering with the Nigeria Interbank Settlement System, PLC, to inaugurate the National Domestic Card Scheme for the Nigerian market. The move aligns with CBN's mandate to promote stability, inclusion and growth in the financial and payment systems. The card scheme will be launched on January 16, 2023. In a statement, CBN Director Corporate Commissions Osita Nwanyusubi said the proactive policy initiatives of the CBN have driven the accelerated adoption of digital financial services in Nigeria. He said the National Domestic Card Scheme shall be delivered through the Nigeria Interbank Settlement Systems and Nigeria's Central Switch in conjunction with the bank's committee. Nigeria has begun its long journey to end hunger and achieve food security by launching the Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zones. The Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zones are new economic zones located in rural areas to be fully supported by infrastructure, power, water, roads, digital infrastructure and logistics that will allow food and agribusiness companies to locate within such zones, provide market offtakes for farmers, support processing and value addition, and reduce food losses and allow the emergence of highly competitive food and agricultural value chains. Speaking on iBrandTV flagship program, Business Breakfast, agri expert Remy Popola, while lauding the initiative, urged the federal government to put climate change into consideration.
I said, that's why I was talking about climate change, flooding, the whole. It's about planning. You know, we need to plan. We need to plan. Is it dam that we need to have in so area? Is it canal that we need to really have it? You know what I'm saying? We don't know that when it comes to keeping debt, our people are generous in terms of keeping debt anyhow. But one thing that we should do is that there should be a plan in place to address anything climate, anything flood, anything, all those things that can arise, that can come up along that way.
All right, thank you so much, sir. I think
moving those, asking the industry to move to them is encouraging. Maybe that will facilitate infrastructural development, which is going to be wonderful. So that it will cut out the waste. And again, in that words, waste is not actually waste if we actually make use of it in the direction to which we need to make use of it.
Now, despite comprising 15% of total land area and nearly 14% of the world population, Nigeria and other least developed countries in Africa account for only 1.3% of global gross domestic product, 1.2% of industry value added, and 1.0% of manufacturing value added. The United Nations Industrial Development Organization, which made this known in the 2022 edition of International Yearbook of Industrial Statistics, said the share of MVA in GDP, an indicator of structural transformation, remains low in Nigeria and other African LDCs and Haiti. The International Yearbook of Industrial Statistics is UNIDO's main statistics publication. It presents a snapshot of the current state of industrial activity throughout the world. The publication, according to UNIDO Director General Gerard Muller, also highlights the remaining data gaps, which could become a major obstacle for policy making. The publication, which serves as an indispensable introduction to the rich databases maintained by UNIDO and sheds light on the world of industrial development, defined LDCs as low-income countries suffering from the most severe structural impediments to sustainable development. Chief Executive Officer of the National Petroleum Authority of Ghana, Mustafa Abdul Hamid, said the coming on stream of 650,000 barrels per day Dangote Petroleum Refinery will transform the Ghanaian downstream sector through the reduction in the cost of importation of petroleum products in Ghana. Speaking at the 16th Oil Trading and Logistics Expo in Lagos with the theme Regulating Downstream Energy Transition in Dynamic Times, Abdul Hamid said the completion of the Dangote Petroleum Refinery project would be a breakthrough for the West African region, which has for a long time depended on importation of petroleum products.